In this video, you will learn what a LibrePCB workspace is, how it is organized and how to set it up. Creating PCB projects requires to have a workspace set up, so this is the first thing you need to do after installing LibrePCB. Let's take a look at the idea behind the workspace concept. Basically, a workspace is just a user-defined directory where LibrePCB stores some data, in particular application settings, part libraries and optionally also your PCB projects. However, PCB projects can also be stored outside the workspace. The workspace uses a portable file format, which means you can share a workspace between different computers to have the same libraries and settings available. Just note that depending on the installed libraries, a workspace can be several hundreds of megabytes in size. Although it's possible to create multiple workspaces and switch between them, usually a single workspace is enough. Even when upgrading or downgrading LibrePCB to a different major version, the workspace stays compatible with all previously used application versions. This is done by automatically creating a snapshot of libraries and settings before migrating them to a newer application version. Note that LibrePCB does not contain any built-in part libraries. So initially, not even basic components like resistors or capacitors will be available in the schematic editor. Such components will be loaded solely from the workspace, so we need to populate the workspace with components to allow drawing schematics and designing PCBs. Components, schematic symbols, footprints, 3D models etc. are bundled in so-called libraries, and those libraries can be added to a workspace. Depending on how they are added, LibrePCB distinguishes between local libraries and remote libraries. Local libraries are entirely managed by yourself. You add them by yourself to the workspace and you're responsible for populating them with content by creating symbols, footprints, and so on. Remote libraries on the other hand are managed by LibrePCB and are installed read-only, so you can't modify them. Despite the term remote, those libraries are also stored locally in your workspace, but they are downloaded from the internet and installed through the integrated library manager. The library manager checks if new library versions have been published in the internet and allows you to install the updates with a single click. This way you can use our official libraries in your own workspace. Note that due to the size of libraries, accessing them from the file system would be very slow. Therefore, LibrePCB automatically creates an index of all installed libraries which provides much faster access. Depending on the size of the installed libraries, this may take a few minutes. The index is also stored in the workspace, but you don't even need to include it in your personal backups since it will automatically be recreated. Now let's see how all this works in practice. When starting LibrePCB the very first time, it automatically asks for choosing or creating a workspace. If you already have a workspace created in the past, just select its directory to open it. Otherwise, choose a non-existent directory where you like to store all the LibrePCB files and make sure there's at least a gigabyte of free disk space available. By default, the workspace directory is created in your home folder. Afterwards, you may initialize the new workspace with some settings depending on where you live. The application language, the preferred schematic norm, and the measuring unit to be used in the editors. In addition, you may specify the name which will be used as author when creating new projects or libraries so you don't need to type it every time. These settings can be modified at any time in the Settings dialog from the Control Panel window. There you'll also find more settings, for example keyboard shortcuts or color themes. Note that some settings are effective only after an application restart. The keyboard shortcuts can also be exported to a PDF document. You may print this reference to learn the shortcuts since they are useful to work more efficiently with LibrePCB. As mentioned earlier in this video, we provide official libraries containing many symbols, footprints, 3D models etc. which can be added to your workspace. Although it's not mandatory to use our libraries, they are highly recommended since otherwise you would have to create everything by yourself. To install these libraries, open the Library Manager from the Control Panel. The list of available remote libraries is automatically fetched from the internet and displayed on the right side. On the left side you'll find all the libraries currently installed in the workspace, which is initially empty. Let's take a look at the provided remote libraries. The LibrePCB base library contains lots of basic library elements like resistors, capacitors, transistors, and so on. Every other remote library depends on this one. The LibrePCB connectors library contains generic connectors, for example pin headers, power jacks, or USB connectors. The LibrePCB integrated circuits library contains general-purpose ICs, for example generic IC symbols or simple op-amps. However, it's important to know that none of these LibrePCB libraries contain concrete, orderable parts. For concrete parts, there's a separate library for each part manufacturer. For example, if you need STM32 microcontrollers in your projects, you have to install the ST Microelectronics library. Generally, it's fine to simply install all the provided libraries. Just be aware of the download traffic, the disk usage, and the increased loading time due to several hundred megabytes of data. All installed libraries will immediately appear in the list view on the left side. Click on a library to see its details or to remove it from the workspace. The Library Manager also allows to update installed libraries to the latest version. Just open the Library Manager from time to time to see if there are any updates available. Outdated libraries are automatically pre-selected, so a single click is enough to update them all at once. Beside the remote libraries which are read-only, you should also create a local library where you can add your personal symbols, footprints, and so on. Just switch to the second tab in the Library Manager and specify the name and other data of the library to create. The license checkbox should be left unchecked unless you explicitly intend to publish the library under the public domain license. Actually, you may even leave all fields at their default value and just click the Create Library button. Then the new library appears in the list of installed libraries as well. On the last tab, it's also possible to add a local library by downloading it as a zip file from the internet. This allows, for example, to install unofficial libraries created by other LibrePCB users. However, this is rarely the way to go since there's no way to keep these libraries up to date or to make contributions to the upstream libraries. Any installed library can be double-clicked to open them in the library editor. This is where you can populate local libraries with content, but this will be explained in a separate tutorial video. Remote libraries can be opened as well to see their content, but the editor doesn't allow to make modifications. However, there's still a way to override remote library elements with custom modifications. This will also be explained in the library tutorial video. Note that after adding libraries, they are automatically scanned in the background to rebuild the index. This process is indicated by a progress bar in the status bar of all main windows and by a spinner in some list views. Generally, you can work with LibrePCB as usual during this process, but be aware that you'll see an outdated state of libraries until the indexing is finished. Whenever you miss something you just added or modified, you may need to wait until the indexing is finished. If you like to use a version control system like Git or Subversion for your libraries, that's possible as well. This is required, for example, if you intend to contribute parts to our official libraries since they are stored in Git repositories. If you're not familiar with version control systems, just don't care about it. To put a new library under version control, navigate to the libraries directory, for example, by copying its location from the Library Manager. Then initialize a new repository within that directory and commit all files. Note that some files should not be tracked by the version control system. This is automatically set up for Git, but for other version control systems you need to configure it manually. Just convert the .gitignore file into the format required by your version control system. To use version control for already existing libraries, don't install those libraries with the library manager. Instead, clone the library repositories manually into the Workspace subdirectory data. Libraries? Local. LibrePCB loads them like normal local libraries and does not care about the files created by version control systems. However, after modifying files while LibrePCB is running, you need to manually trigger the library indexing by pressing F5 from the control panel or from the library editor to make LibrePCB recognizing the file modifications.